Lewis Hamilton, in a Ferrari, just set the fastest time of the week, and it wasn't even close. After one of the worst seasons of his career, Hamilton just walked into Barcelona and dropped a 1 minute and 16.3 seconds. Faster than Russell. Faster than Leclerc. Faster than anyone. And the craziest part? He did it in a car Ferrari built from scratch to fix every mistake of 2025. This wasn't just a lap. It was a message. Because if this pace is real, if this isn't a bluff, then Hamilton might have just pulled off the greatest career reset Formula One has ever seen. Stay with me, because what Ferrari just revealed in Barcelona isn't hype. It's war. Let's rewind to the start of the week. Day 1. Cold track. No media. Just engines echoing off the empty grandstands. The SF-26 rolls out quietly. No bold livery stunt. No team radio theatrics. No statement runs. Just clean, consistent laps. And within the first hour, you could feel it. This wasn't the Ferrari of 2025. This car was composed, stable, sharp on entry, predictable on exit. Even before the lap times came in, people inside the paddock were already whispering, "This one looks different." Charles Leclerc went first. 80 solid laps on mixed compounds. No reliability issues. No strange behavior. No early red flags. Just smooth progression. And when the day ended, Ferrari wasn't top of the timesheets. But they didn't care. Because what they had gathered was data that made sense. Data that matched the simulator. Data they could build on. That's something they haven't had in years. Now fast forward to Friday. Final day. The moment everyone had circled. Hamilton time. He hadn't touched the car all week. He hadn't done any laps. He wasn't even on the early session list. But when he stepped in, everything changed. From the very first run, Hamilton looked comfortable. Zero snap oversteer. No awkward lockups. No radio complaints. Just lap after lap after lap. And then, the bomb dropped. 1 minute. 16.348 on softs. In cool conditions. With a car that hadn't even been pushed to the limit. Fastest time of the week. Faster than George Russell's Mercedes. Faster than everyone. By a margin. But here's what really matters. The car wasn't on a quali setup. The engine wasn't in full attack mode. And Hamilton himself? He wasn't chasing a headline. He was just driving. Which means this car, the SF-26, might already be exactly what he's been waiting for. For the first time in years, Ferrari looks like a team with purpose. Not just potential. Not just passion. Purpose. And that shift started at the top. Fred Vasseur didn't promise miracles this winter. He didn't tease upgrades. He didn't make excuses. He went quiet and rebuilt from within. New personnel, new technical leadership, a reshuffled operations structure behind the scenes. And most importantly, he gave Lewis Hamilton control. Let's be clear, Hamilton didn't join Ferrari just for nostalgia. He came for one reason, to win. But he knew exactly what would stop that from happening. Internal chaos, politics, lack of trust, lack of execution. So before even turning a wheel, Hamilton made it clear. Things would need to change. And Ferrari listened. The biggest clue? Hamilton replaced his longtime race engineer, Riccardo Adami. No announcement. No drama. Just a clean break. That's not just a personnel shift. That's psychological. That's a 7-time world champion saying, "We start from zero. Together." Inside the garage, the effect has been immediate. Mechanics are sharper. Engineers are calmer. Sessions run tighter. Feedback is clearer. Even Charles Leclerc, who's had his share of frustrations, described the new dynamic as more professional, more focused. And for Ferrari, that's a revolution. In previous seasons, the team crumbled under pressure. Strategic errors, poor communication, last-minute indecision. But in Barcelona, every run was executed. Every switch on was smooth. Every system worked. No panic. No noise. No nonsense. And in that silence, Ferrari found something they've been missing for years. Clarity. For years, Lewis Hamilton was known for one thing above all. Feel. He didn't just drive fast. He understood the car. He sensed grip before it was measurable. He balanced tires over distance. He managed energy with instinct. But for all of 2025, that instinct was missing. He spun. He locked up. He made errors no one expected. Because the car underneath him, the Ferrari SF-25, was fighting him at every turn. It didn't rotate. It didn't brake straight. It didn't let him play at the edge. And that took away his biggest weapon. Enter the SF-26, built around a new aerodynamic philosophy, rebalanced for a more natural weight shift, and powered by a refined Ferrari engine, designed for consistency over chaos. From his first push lap in Barcelona, Hamilton could feel it. And when reporters asked how it handled, he didn't give the usual politician's answer. He smiled. It's more fun to drive. Oversteery, slippery, but easy to catch. That one sentence means everything. Because it tells us this. The SF-26 moves with feedback. It gives the driver confidence to lean on it. It's edgy, but predictable. And for a driver like Hamilton, that's everything. It also explains the lap time. That 1 minute and 16.348 seconds didn't come from straight-line speed. It came from rhythm. It came from a car that finally lets Hamilton dance again on the edge of grip, where he lives, where he wins. And the numbers back it up. 85 laps, 0 spins, 0 offs, 0 reliability issues. Just pure pace. Straight out of the gate. Not a glory run. Not a trick setup. Just a real lap in a real car? With real potential. Ferrari may have stolen the spotlight in Barcelona. But don't let the headlines fool you. Red Bull never showed their hand. Not once. No low-fuel runs. No soft tire stints. No aggressive engine modes. They ran long stints, conservative programs, and flew completely under the radar. And Max Verstappen? He barely looked interested. While Hamilton was lighting up the timing screens, Verstappen was doing what he always does during testing. Gathering data. Quietly. Relentlessly. No drama. No press quotes. No statement laps. But if history's taught us anything, it's this. When Red Bull goes silent, you should worry. Because in 2023 and 2024, they did the exact same thing. They avoided headlines, let other teams lead the news cycle, then arrived in Bahrain, and crushed everyone. The big difference this year? They're not using the same power unit. For the first time, Red Bull is running its own in-house engine. No Honda badge. No customer fallback. And yet, not a single mechanical failure in Barcelona. That's terrifying. Because while Ferrari needed every lap to prove reliability, Red Bull already looked rock solid. And if they show up in Bahrain with just 2 tenths in hand, it's over. But here's the twist. Red Bull didn't go fastest. Ferrari did. Hamilton did. And in a new car? On unfamiliar tires? In a team still building chemistry. That says something. It says the gap isn't unreachable anymore. It says Max might not have clean air every Sunday. That strategy calls might get complicated. That tire life could finally matter again. So as we head to Bahrain, the question isn't whether Red Bull is hiding pace. We know they are. The question is, did Ferrari close the gap anyway? And if they did, then everything we thought about 2026 might be wrong. A 7-time world champion. No wins in over 2 years. Leaving the team that defined his dominance. And stepping into a Ferrari. A team that hasn't won a title in over 15 years. Most called it a swan song. Some called it desperation. Almost no one called it genius. But after Barcelona? They're all watching again. Because Hamilton didn't just show up. He arrived. And in one single lap, he reminded the world what happens when you give a legend a weapon that finally fits his hands. But here's what makes this story so dangerous. This isn't peak Mercedes. This isn't prime Red Bull. This is a Ferrari. Still under construction. Still learning. Still testing the limits of its own ideas. And yet, they're already on top. Which means one of two things is about to happen. Either Ferrari collapses again, under pressure, under upgrades, under expectation. Or, this is the foundation of a championship run that nobody was ready for. Not Red Bull. Not Mercedes. Not even Hamilton's harshest critics. Because if this works, if the SF-26 delivers in Bahrain, if the lap time is real and the car holds together under desert heat, then we are not watching a retirement tour. We are watching the most shocking comeback in Formula One history. A champion left for finished. A team left for dead. And a story that may just be starting, where everyone thought it had already ended. So the question is no longer, can Hamilton win again? The question is, what if this was the plan all along? And now that it's working, who the hell is going to stop him?